And hello everyone, and welcome here to tonight's race here at Racing League Up. We are currently live with category 6 here in Italy, Monza, as we are setting up the spectators menu here for you guys, and seeing that no car has left the pit yet, and we see one of the Alfa Romeos going out, also a Williams. So let's look who it is. I believe, and that is Brits going out, so it's going to be Cosmo, first car on track, going for out lap. So an exciting race here today, great circuits here at Italy, Monza. I'm gonna be surprised to see what these guys can do. Excuse me. We are now on board with Cosmo and Alfa Romeo. And now a few cars out of the pit lane, going for an out lap. That's so far a good race and an exciting qualifying. Let's see if these guys can surprise. Some of the guys can surprise us and having a good pace here at Monza, as Cosmo now goes to in the last corner. If yellow is sector 1. So what happened there? It's a Renault who stands still. And it's Infamous, so he took a little spin maybe. There were 3 cars going into the corner, but maybe there was a little contact, don't know. But he took a little spin, but is still driving. Yes, Cosmos now going into the first chicane and on his hot lap. And of course, being the first car on track, setting up purple sector 1, but it already got removed by someone else. And of course there is a Williams quite close behind Cosmo. Maybe he can get a little advantage on the straights, as Cosmo got a little wide there, going out in turn 3. But still managed to get a purple sector. Now on the back straight onto the last corner, and that's Williams out, and it's Eddie who lost control of the car and spun out, and also it's Luca. I don't know what happened to Luca, and that's a 120.5 for Cosmo first lap, so that's a good lap from him. But yeah, Eddie's out of qualifying, and that is Brits already improving. Oh, and there's Luca is in the wall as well. So he lost it somewhere. And Shack Attack now improves over half a second. Well, 4/10 of a second. And goes to a P1 in a Mercedes with a 120.0. And then the Red Bull, I can't see the name somehow, but the Red Bull at P4, he made a big mistake somewhere, having a 131.5, and he's way off time. Excuse me. And now being on board with Fernandez and the other Williams, so he's gotta get the points here, trying to get the best position here for the Williams here today, and maybe keeping up in points, as he says 122.2, and that's 2 seconds off to P3, almost to 2 seconds. So not the best qualifying for him so far, as Infamous also sets up 133. And we do see some Alfa Romeo fans in the chats. Yeah, Infamous of course having had a little problem in turn 1 and lost a lot of time there. But he will definitely gonna be improving. And now Pui, Pui. I hope I pronounce it well enough to you guys understand who this is. But I know it's Trevor in a McLaren. Now on his lap here, almost in the back straight. And that's my mistake there, Luca. Luca spun out in turn 6. Big unfortunate for him, as Pui or Trevor now sets up the fastest lap here today, and it's a 1:19.9, and that puts him on pole position. Not that far off from Shack Attack though. It's only a few hundreds. That keeps between them as he goes through right ahead, seeing his teammate come, and seeing Evil Master now also on track. In the other Mercedes, as now all cars are trying to get a lap set. And I did see that Infamous improved himself to P6 with a 1:21.7. Now on board with Evil Master, taking a lap, and also Bruno in front of him. And Evil Master going to P1 with a 19.4. And it's Fernandez who was in front of him. No, it was Bruno in front of him. And Fernandez also setting a lap. Oh, all he did is set a lap. Bruno did set a lap with a 1:20.9. And still cars waiting for a lap to get is Jones and Felix. One Renault and the other Ferrari. As Jones gets a slipstream from his teammate here, so that will definitely help. And let's see where it's putting him. Not taking the fastest line, but did set a 20.4, so that's a good lap from him, taking him to P4. Right behind Shack Attack and just in front of Daddy Spritz, who is on another out lap, trying to improve his time. And let's say on board with Felix in the Ferrari, seeing what he can do. That's a lovely helmet, by the way. Let's see what he can do on his first time, as he tries to get the slipstream from the McLaren there, but backed out earlier than I would expect. Still looking to get a decent time set, as it's gonna be a 1:21.6, so that brings it to P10. And now everyone on track has a time set, so let's see who is gonna improve themselves. And trying to take P1 or at least top 3. As you're now on board with the Mercedes of Shack Attack, who already invalidated a lap. Also Jones invalidated, so he's gonna pit. And now on board with Daddy Spritz at P5 in the Alfa Romeo. Fresh soft tires, setting up a faster sector 2. And then invalidating, going into sector 3. And that's really unfortunate for him, because I do think he would have gotten a great lap here. It's the Miss Williams right behind Daddy Spritz. Fernandez now here on his hot lap. And he's going for the pit lane. Oh, and we have Infamous having another spun. And he did have managed to get it back on track safely as there were no car coming. But that will definitely heat it up his car as he now takes the gravel. But did keep it out of the wall. And now Cosmo at P2. That's a good lap from the Alfa Romeo here. Taking P2 with a 19.8, excuse me, 19.8. Still 4 tenths behind Even Master, but that's a good lap from him, taking P2. And now a lot of cars going out for the next lap. We are currently on board with Jones, but I do want to switch to another one. Shack Attack is improving his lap, but not by that much so far yet. And he did set a fastest sector 2. And also I believe it's Octavio. Is it Octavio? And it is Octavio right behind Shack Attack on his out lap. And he goes for P2 with a 19.5. So slamming in a gap from 3 tenths of a second between Cosmo and him. Now taking P2, shifting Cosmo back to P3. And who's also on the lap now? Oh, Daddy's Brits invalidated again. He will definitely be going into the pits now. Trying to get a new set of softs. Or maybe he will just take this one and start at P5. As we are now on board with the AlphaTauri of Bruno. But I do see his teammate a little bit closer to the finishing line. Also Daddy Spritz in front of them. So not gonna switch back to him. And Octavio is improving his time with 3 tenths of a second. So let's see if that is enough. It would be enough for P8, I guess. That will put him just above his teammates. But also Bruno on his new lap. And he lost his few tenths there. So he did improve his time, but not going up in places, as now Trevor goes for P1. Fui. Fui. I guess it's pronounced as Fui. A little bit French. Fui. Foi. Fui. Foi. Foi. Taking P1 now with a 19.0. So that's an amazing lap from him. Slamming a gap from 4 tenths of a second there. And now also the Red Bull here on lap. He's already on 2 lap old soft tire, so it will be exciting to see what he's gonna do. Can we see another car going to, and it's the Ferrari. Almost at start finish. Now going into the last corner. And let's see what he's gonna put up. Oh, he's on his outlet. Excuse me. So who's gonna be behind him then? I do think it's Octavio behind him, as Bruno did go up 1 place. So it's gonna be the Red Bull. Who's gonna set the next lap? Moving a little bit slippery there. Didn't go that wide, so that might be the cause of him having a little wheel spin at the rear. But still on quite a lap. Nah, not improving by far. So let's see if he can manage to shed another lap by going to the pits and try some new soft tires. As we now see some cars rolling in. Also Fernandez here. but he's going slow, and it's Infamous who goes to the pit as well. Oh, and there's a little backspin again from the Red Bull, so those tires are really wearing up. And we are now on board with Daddy Spritz, who invalidated 2 times and got the corner not that good there, but he invalidated 2 times. Now going to try improve his lap, as he is right behind his teammate, and we do see, it's good to see, 2 Mercedes and 2 Alfa Romeos right behind each other. And I do believe it's just Koo who joined in the Haas. And let's see what Daddy Spirit's gonna do. And he is way off his time. But he is gonna manage to get another lap done. So maybe he's saving the fuel, and yeah, he's definitely saving the ERS here. Not anymore anyway. He's using it now and setting his last lap possible for this qualifying, as Jones did cut the 2 teams in half and switched Cosmo and Daddy Spritz to P5 and P6 and taking P4 himself. And now let's see if Daddy Spritz is gonna improve, as he's now in the end of sector 1 and he is not improving so far. 1/10 up, 1.5 tenths up, but let's see if he can take that in last in the sector 2. And he did set a faster sector 2, but he invalidates again. Exactly the same place as he did a few laps earlier. So no improvement from him. And now both the Alfa Romeos will start behind each other at P5 and P6. As they already got a checkered flag, and I do see Trevor did try to get a faster lap somehow, but he invalidated somewhere, and he's still at P1 at the moment, as Check Attack is 8 seconds up, and Evil Master is 600th of a second down his time, and he improves himself by 1/10 of a second, slipping his way up through his teammate and now taking P2 with only 600th of a second. And let's see if we can. Oh, and Fernandez is 6/10 up. And that would put him in a good place. And it doesn't. Going to P12. Can't complain, but yeah, not what you really want, as now the last car game over, start finish, and the qualifying is done. So Trevor at P1 in a McLaren, Fui in a McLaren at P1, Evil Master P2, and Shack Attack in a Mercedes, both in a Mercedes in P3. Jones right behind there in a Renault, and Cosmo and Daddy Spritz, both Alfa Romeo at P5 and 6. Ook both Alfa Tauris are right behind each other. And I do think the Red Bull is for Bartje Mick. So interesting qualifying. Did see some spins here and there, but no big crashes so far, except for two guys who didn't set up a lap, and it's Luca, one of them, and the Williams who spun out also. And it's rain. So this is gonna be interesting. Now, which car did try a wet setup? Which car did a dry setup in the qualifying? My opinion, I do think a lot of the guys did a wet dry setup. And now this is gonna be quite exciting to watch, as it's quite some rain actually. I do see green tires, so it's gonna be intermediates, I guess. It doesn't look that wet for full wet so far, so. But I do see, I believe, right corner intermediates, and it is intermediate tires. So set up the tires as well, no surprise actually. All cars on the intermediates. And it was Eddie who spun out in the Williams, by the way. So wet Monza, as Infamous already gets disqualified, and also does Goo. So those cars are already back in formation on the grid. Not the way you want to start. Formation lap can be good to find a little grip on the track. Feel the track good enough. Especially when it's raining. And also Rosebeach disqualified. Don't know what happened there, but it does seem to be disqualifying on his own. Oh, that's a really annoying sound. So gonna switch to P2. Oh, and also Shack Attack and Jones disqualified from formation lap. So that's 5 cars. I do think the rain is a little part of it. Oh, that's an annoying sound from Travis' car. Oh, and we see another one going into the wall, and it's an Alpha Tauri. And it's gonna be Bruno. So I do think the rain is something here. It's definitely gonna be affecting the race here today. And the cars are rejoining the grid formation. Let's hope the game is gonna give us a good view. So it doesn't look like to be changing weather somewhere in the race, as I predict intermediate pit stop. And on board with P1 Trevor at the McLaren. 1 light, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are off. And it does seem to be having a good start from Trevor, but Evil Master is better. Already taking P1 and now going into turn 1. Let's see what's gonna happen here. We already see some cars going side by side, and there is an M plate flying. And Mercedes of Shack Attack got hit somewhere. Also a few cars off, and one of them is a McLaren of Matt Johnston, and it's a yellow flag sector 1, but it already gone. So can we see somewhere who is missing an end plate? And it's the Alpha Tauri of Octavio, who has wing damage. Further on the grid I don't see that much damage so far. And yeah, that was some pretty clean turn 1 so far, seeing the rain. Only a few cars had a little touch. A few cars got side by side through it, and but still kept it clean. And Daddy's Brits overtaking Shack Attack here, going side by side. Oh, and there was a little contact. Was there a contact? Oh, and it's Trevor off. Trevor spun, and that's a virtual safety car. And that's a big hit. Going out to the last turn. Shack Attack spun. No, not Shack Attack spun. Yeah, he spun in the last corner. But Trevor of Fui in the McLaren spun. And that's out of the race. As Fernando has got 10 seconds for penalty for corner cutting. Someone got a drive-through for speeding in the virtual safety car, and that's a Red Bull by Chimick. So quite some penalties flying in this moment. And we see Jones having a little moment there in the back. As we are racing again. But the Telegram is snatching me up at the moment. Evil Master still at P1. Bruno at P2. I know it doesn't say Bruno is at P2, but he is. And Daddy Spitz and Coswell, both Alfa Romeos at P3 and 4. And there's another car spun. And it's Fernandez in the Williams. Oh, and that was close with his teammate. So a lot of things happening at the moment. As Reuzenbeetje set up the fastest lap. And yeah, what a surprising podium at the moment. Yeah, guys, what can I say? Monza at rain, as Infamous is closing in on his car in front of him. And a lot of cars having some moments in turn 1. But he lost his the time already. And quite some gap forming now at the moment. So I do think the most action is going to be in front, as Daddy Spritz keeps climbing into the 9/10 of a second from Bruno. But not managing to get close enough to get the overtake. As he's now in within 6/10 of a second. 5, 6. And there's a yellow flag at sector 2, and that's for Luca. Luca had a spin, it doesn't seem to be having damage. And he's already back on track racing. So no big worries from here. And the Red Bull here. Oh, and he's missing an end plate. So Bachimik missing an end plate here. Trying to get it into that corner on the inside of Infamous, but it was way too deep, and yeah, he's damaged. And also I do believe he has a drive-through penalty, and he does it. He got a 5-second penalty. Now going on the outside, and that's way off track, and that's losing a lot of time. but still really close behind. And he got through. So that speeds well for the Red Bull here. As he now, and that's contact with Goo. And yeah, it's quite a difficult angle to see who's at fault. But now the Red Bull's missing 2 end plates and cutting grass there. And definitely gonna be needing to pit now. As we switch back up front, and they're already losing us quite some place again. And it's Luca going up, and there's a yellow flag at sector 2, and it's Infamous who spun. So the Monza isn't treating him that well at the moment, as he's missing an entire left front wing. And still needing to pit again. And it's Luca already overtook Bacimic, who missing 2 end plates on his front wing. And Daddy Spritz now closing in on Bruno again. And then he lost a lot of time there. But it's a great position from both Alfa Romeos here, being 3rd and 4th, and yeah, being not that close behind each other, but still being behind each other, they can help each other out. And now Daddy Spirit is trying to keep closing in. And again, quite some penalties coming in, as Daddy Spitz is at P2. So looking at the table, I missed the overtake at the moment, but luckily it's on stream. And Daddy Spitz at P2 now. And let's see if Cosmo can get close enough quick to take P3. Or maybe make a strategy in the pit stop work to make a little undercut. As it's Luca is now in action, closing in on Octavio. So both Alfa Romeo, both Alfa Tauris, quite some action for them. And it's Luca keeping it within a second, but of course no DRS, as seems it's raining. Bruno did get a bit close to Daddy Spritz again though, but lost a lot of time. Yeah, now it's Luca on the hunt for Octavio. Now being really close to each other. Luca picking up the slipstream here, closing in quite fast. But is it fast enough to make our break? And he does try it, but he didn't manage to get deep enough. But attacking again, there was a little touch there, but it doesn't seem to be damage. And now on the inside, taking a better exit here on Octavio. But this is quite some turns to make the overtake. And there's a yellow flag in sector 3. And that's for the Alfa Renault again. So Infamous spun again. As we do switch back to Octavio and Luca. And it's the overtake from Miss Luca. So great overtake from him here. Really hunted the Alpha Tauri here and already slamming in the gap. And that's a good lap from It's Luca in the racing point here, taking him up to P11. And that's a good result so far, as he started all the way at the back. And now gonna hunt for Goo. And we do see Bruno still keeping close behind Daddy Spritz, but he got wide there, so what happened? I don't really know what happened actually. Cosmo did seem to overtake him, but it was in a yellow flag. And that's a Ferrari off. And he's also missing an M plate, so he does have damage. And lost a lot of places here. As Octavio is now hunting Luca again. And also Cosmo really close behind Bruno. But can't make the move yet. But he does take a perfect line here. Now on to start finish. Side by side. And there goes Cosmo to P3. And can he keep it at this point? And he does. Bruno backing out of the fight. And now both Alfa Romeos at P2 and 3. And this is a great result from them so far. And there is a yellow flag again. And it's the Red Bull. Who went off. Is it check attack? No, it's not. It was a Red Bull. So great fighting going on at the moment. Definitely between some in the back. And of course the guys in front. Both Alfa Romeos setting one hell of a race here. But still Evil Master getting quite some gap at the moment. And there's a yellow flag again. And I do believe it was Octavio? No, it wasn't. And it's Bruno. Oh, it was Bruno who got out. And lost the fight for P3. As the Red Bull of Bachimik got the place up. And now back at P13. But what a racing here in the front of the pack. For the Alfa Romeos. Evil Master of course having quite a gap on P2. But still a really good result for both the cars here. And we are trying to see what's the gaps at the moment. And it's Luca hunting for Goo at P8. And there's a yellow flag at sector 1. And I believe it was Felix who got at the chicane quite at a bad manner and lost quite some time there. As he's now 26 seconds behind the Red Bull of Bachimik. And now it's Luca really close behind Goo, going for P8. Keeps it quiet though and keeps it calm, since he knows he can do it and he does have the pace. His pace is really good, by the way, this race. Being on the intermediates. Not really a mistake from himself so far. And now hunting for P8. Coming all the way from the back. And there's a safety car. It's a safety car and it's Infamous who spun out. Can we see where? And it's in... So, yeah, and it's going out in turn 5. I guess. Yeah, turn 5. And he completely lost it. So hit the wall. Broke his tire. And this is quite something for... Oh, and it's Daddy Spritz on the mediums. Also Reuschenbeertje going for the mediums. So what's going on between these guys? Do they feel the track is dry enough for the mediums? It's still raining. There is quite a dry line. And Daddy Spritz got a 3-second penalty. Oh, and this is not a good call, I guess. As Reuschenbeertje also got a 3-second penalty. A 5-second penalty even. As he slipped through on those medium tires. And it also looks like Daddy Spritz is having a lot of trouble on those mediums. Cosmo now P2, so it's a good position from him. Jones closing in on him. And yeah, also Shack Attack going for the medium tire. Yeah, I don't think the guys made the right call here. Especially for Daddy Spritz is quite harsh since he was really going for it at P2. And let's see what this guy's gonna do as they now close in on the pit lane. But he does seem to be continuing. So Daddy Spritz does continue on those medium tires. And it looks like it's dry now. The rain has stopped. Oh, there's a few drops getting in. But the rain did stop for the biggest part. But the track clearly isn't that dry. As there's still a lot of water coming off of the tires from the cars in front of him. So let's hope the guys made a good call, as Daddy Spritz is still in a good position, and if he did make a good call, he will definitely be attacking the P1. Of course, on the team radio there could also be something said about rain drying up, and then the safety car came in, so maybe the team expected to be clear faster, but at the moment it isn't. But let's hope for the cars who did pit for the mediums. It worked well, as also is Luca joined the cars on the mediums, and Goo in the Haas as well. Only 4 cars left to rejoin the 5 cars left to rejoin the safety car. As Goo went in the pit, I guess, seeing as he is only in turn 3 at the moment. He is definitely having some catching up to do. And seeing the cars behind the safety car, the water level coming off the tire from the cars isn't that quite high at the moment. That can also be because the guys are, of course, driving slower. But it could also be the track is drying up, as Eddie took a drive-through penalty for speeding on a safety car. Now also a Red Bull in the pit lane. But not really sure for what though. And he did pick up a penalty, and he's 8 seconds of penalties. Shack Attack going for the medium. So a lot of cars now joining the guys for the medium tire. So I do think Daddy Spritz and Rosebicher did make the good call. And safety car going in this lap. And of course I'm curious to see what Evo Masters' restart will do. But oh, and we see there was a McLaren going into the wall there. Yeah, now following Daddy Spritz at the moment. And he did make the good call. Evil Master and Cosmo reacted on the guys who did go to the mediums. And Rosebridge now at P1. Bruno at P2. And Daddy Spritz at P3. And having a better exit here. And already taking P2 again. So it was a good call. They planned it out perfectly. And oh, there was a big crash there. And it's the Felix. And also it's Luca is off. And I don't know where they hit each other. I do believe it's Luca and Felix had a contact. And it ended both cars their race. Oh, that's so unfortunate. There's also Eddie spun out somewhere and Goo as well. Matt Johnson even going for the soft tire. And there's a safety car. So shortly after everyone pitting and just shortly after the safety car ended, there's another safety car. It was a big chain reaction on crashes. And now, let me see, there are 6 cars out. So for the cars who didn't pit in the first safety car, this is a great moment for them. As they now are on the fresh medium tires. And can rejoin again, of course. But this definitely changes. This definitely gonna change some of the things. Having another safety car again. And I do see your explanation. So Luca hit Felix after he spun and bounced back on track, ending the race for Luca. Unfortunate for you, man. Having a great pace and good race overall at the moment, but it wasn't there for you so far. And only 11 cars left here at Monza. The weather really spiced things up. For Batje Mick in the Red Bull, it is a good moment for him to have a safety car, as he was still on the intermediates, but now could pit for the mediums. And now he's on the mediums, and he can rejoin the cars in front of him. He can rejoin the safety car lineup. Daddy Spritz and Rosebridge now do having the disadvantage of having all the medium tires though. For the most of the cars it's only 2 laps. Not the most of them, only 2 cars behind there are 2 laps between them, so that won't be making a big difference in the beginning. But for the rest of the cars behind them, all the way up to P11, it's all fresh mediums or fresh soft tires. And I do see a question in the chat, Baker, and I'm gonna tell you why. And it doesn't let me, as the times just completely went off. So I'm back in the interval, but I've got no times for you guys. Of course, We are still after behind the safety car, so no, there's no worry at the moment. But what a race so far! As Fernandez also took a 5-second penalty for making a collision on the safety car. Shack taking a penalty for on the collision on the safety car. So penalties are really rolling in at the moment. Cosmo taking a 5-second penalty for collision, all with Matt Johnston. I do think there is something going on in the game at the moment. And we are restarting again here, and Daddy Spritz already overtaking Rosebeach and now going in front of him, taking P1 and getting an attack from Fernandez as well. No, he doesn't get attacked. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Oh, that was close, Fernandez. So there was a really late call from Fernandez, almost taking out Rosebeach in turn 1. And now Fernandez lost a lot of time. Almost got the attack from Jones. And yeah, so quite some race going on at the restart. Daddy Spritz though already taking 2 seconds from the guy behind him. And we do have a yellow flag glitch, I think. And we do, as there are there's yellow flags everywhere. And there's another safety car! There's another safety car! What is going on here at Monza? I do think a lot of the guys now will go for the soft tire. But what is going on here at Monza at C6? I didn't see anyone spun out. Evil Master is already all the way at the back, and I see Daddy Spritz going. Oh, and he still got a 5-second penalty. So a lot of penalties going on here. At the moment, Bajimik is in the best position he can have. Only 3 seconds for him. All the cars in front of him, except Rosebeach, having over 10 seconds. With Bruno even having more, since he has a drive-through penalty. And a lot of cars going now for this. Not that far, a lot of cars are going for the soft tire at the moment. But at the moment, virtually, Bajimik is at a great position. Rosebeach has served his 5 seconds, so that's a good good thing for him, as he did pit it, and now he's clean of penalties, so it's a good position from him as well. Evil Master now in the pits for his soft tires, and now also losing the penalties. But I do question in what is going on here today at Monza C6. Let's switch to the front pack then, as the Williams of Fernandez is in front now. Taking P1 since the Rosebeach and Daddy Spritz pitted. But of course a lot of guys now in a big advantage, having soft tires. Some of them having less penalty seconds. But yeah, there's quite some penalties at the front. 15, 10, 15, 15, 10. Drive to 11. And the 11 is for Daddy Spritz. And Jones now going in, taking a 20-second penalty. Overall now, and he will lose 5, but yeah, he didn't achieve anything with it at the moment. But a lot of cars still continue with, although they have a lot of penalties. And for everybody just joining in, welcome to this crazy drive here at Monza C6. This is definitely one of the craziest races I've ever seen. And yeah, this is mental at the moment. For the guys who just joined in, we have already had 2 safety cars. This is the third one. All 3 really close behind each other. It's streaming out with penalties, but I did see a lot of like 4 penalties coming in between some cars, and some cars did have some collisions with Matt Johnston at the somehow. That were 4 cars or something. All got a 5-second penalty for a collision, and Daddy Spritz taking one as well again. And also that Matt Johnston. So I do question what's going on here. Daddy Spritz, his race kinda got screwed because of it. And so did a lot of other cars. I don't know if it's a game fault though at the moment. There could be a glitch, of course. But a lot of cars got a lot of time penalties being on the safety car with Matt Johnston. But that's happening 3 times in a row. I do think there's a going on of a glitch indeed. Let's hope for a nice restart here. I do believe the safety car will go in this lap. And then we will see who's gonna win the race here today. But it was mental so far. So only 8 laps to go, as well 7.5 laps to go. And what a race so far. 3 safety cars, one out of the blue, by the way. The third safety car came right out of the blue. I didn't see anyone crash. And it happened quite some time after Felix and Luca crashed. So I don't really know what happened. But we'll see. As we are on board with Fernandez in the Williams. Up front. Managing the pace at the moment. And he goes early. But didn't surprise some cars, as Cosmo is already attacking the AlphaTauri here. And the AlphaTauri taking... Oh, that's quite a late move. Oh, going 3 wide almost. Into turn. Oh, and there's contact. Cosmo hit the back of the Williams and now lost it. And he lost it. So Cosmo out of the race. No, well, he's still driving, but lost his entire front wing. And lost his position there. So that's so unfortunate for him. Since he was so good this race, having such a good pace, good strategy call from him, and definitely a podium contender here today, as we are watching this train forming up, and we have a safety car again. What's happening? That's the fourth safety car and no car crashed out anywhere. Cosmo did in turn 1. Lost his front wing, but he wasn't in any dangerous position as all cars did already pass and he's still driving. What's going on here? Now a lot of cars going for the pit, of course, serving their penalties, getting new tires. And what is this? Having it like this, I do think we're gonna end up behind the safety car. And seeing all the reactions in the chat also, yeah guys, I do think as well that the game is glitched here. The lobby is completely screwing it up. And well, seeing we are already have again a safety car, so I'll just pour in some drinks for me here. And let's just hope it will not happen again. So 2 safety cars, and I do see Matt Johnson standing still. He's in a what? So he was in the wall. He disqualified. So no race finish for him. Cosmo all the way at the back, but so Cosmo left the session. So yeah, I can understand the frustration if you, I don't know if it's connection issues of just the frustration of leaving, but I do understand the frustration of leaving the race after such a weird decisions of the game. This is 4 safety cars all right behind each other. Just one, the first safety car goes in and the other one is already on track. So this is a weird race. This is a really weird race. Seeing the penalties, Evil Master, Rosebeach and Bachimik are in the best positions at the moment. Bruno still having to serve a drive-through penalty, but yeah, of course he don't get the time for it, because when the safety car goes in, he can't serve it, and when he comes to the pit lane again, the safety car comes out again. Yeah, but Bachimik, Rosebeach and Evil Master are in the best position at the moment, on penalties though. If it does stay this way, they will go up quite some places. But therefore, of course, you do need to keep close behind your opponent. Based on tires, Fernandez and Felix? No, not Felix. Fernandez and Cosmo are in the best position. And I do believe the safety car is going in this lap. And that is Brits having a 5-second penalty again for a collision with Octavio. And this is a weird restart. And now Rosebeach already having 5 seconds again. Evil Master, still the guy who's clean, but it was a weird restart, in my opinion. Already backing out of the safety car really early, then jamming up the pack And of course there were some collisions gonna happen. But that's my opinion, it's up to the stewards. And Matthew, I know the game is really glitched at the moment. And we do have some overtakes, as Bajmik already at P6. Going wide there though, but yeah, good race from him so far. Having a lot of trouble at the beginning, but now finding his pace again. Let's see the penalties again. As yeah, he's Octavio 28 seconds, Daddy Spritz 29 seconds. This race is totally messed up, and in my opinion, I don't think you can put in these results of tonight's race, and you just have to restart the race some other time. This is insane. Two of the guys already have 30 seconds almost of time penalties because of a major glitch. And I do believe everyone is waiting for the safety car to come out, as the safety car was having a great race. Oh, and there's, oh, who's that? And it's Jones, who took a big spun there. Couldn't keep it out of the wall. Lost his front wing, and now already at the back. Oh, and he's struck. Oh, he goes in again. He goes in the wall again. Ooh, and that was close with Bruno. That would have been a major collision, and then there would have been a fifth safety car. But they kept it out of each other, and no really things happening. Oh, and there's quite some things happening over here, as Bajamik is now at P4. Getting attacked from Evil Master, but having a way better exit. And on penalties, they're clean. They're both at 3 seconds. At this point, Bajamik will win the race, and just based on penalties, 29 and 28 as 15. And it's only 2 laps to go. I don't think Shack Attack will manage to get enough space between him and the 4th position. But in my opinion, it will be fair to redo this game over at another time, since a lot of guys got screwed over by the game big time. Quite some things going on at the back, as the car of Cosmo is now attacking P5, so now virtually Evil Master is back at P1. But no attack from Cosmo so far. Bajamik at P5 now at the moment, and Evil Master going for the attack at P3. I wouldn't push that hard, since you're gonna take the podium anyway. But yeah. Oh, and there was contact there. Oh, and there. Oh, what's happening here? They hooked tires, and Evil Master was victim of it. Now Bajamik at P3, Cosmo closing on him with DRS at P4. Octavio still at P5, but he had a major contact with Evil Master. Although I don't think it was the turn for Evil Master to just go into the inside. So yeah, that was up to the stewards. This is one hell of a race. Weirdest one I ever seen so far, as Fernandez now takes the attack on Evil Master. As Evil Master has damage, of course. Oh, and there's a lockup, but he kept it behind him. And yeah, what a lot of things going on here. Well, we know on what tire we are at the moment, so yeah, Bajamik will win the race based on penalties. But Daddy's Brits, yeah, all those penalties, man. Yeah, I believe he got Daddy's Brits already got 5 seconds out of the blue, and it counts for was it Rosebitch as well. And a lot of other cars. As now Bajamik did go for the attack on Cosmo. Oh, he got overtaken by Cosmo even. So now Cosmo back at P3. Both Alfa Romeos back at 2 and 3. But I don't think yeah, they will definitely not be. There comes it in again. A lot of didn't serve penalties and shit. So Bajamik, virtual winner of the race, having only 3-second penalties. Evil Master P2, Shack Attack P3. What did we just see? What in hell did we just watch? I'm speechless. Driver of today, also Bajamik, as he came way off the back. For safety cars, so much penalties, all out of the blue. And now, well, both Mercedes at the podium, and the first podium for Bajamik at the moment. So congrats on that one, but let's see how it's gonna end after quite some reports, I guess. So rip to the stewards next coming weeks. They won't have time since there are too many reports. But there you is. Red Bull, Bajamik at P1, Evil Master, Shack Attack P2 and 3, Evil Fernandez at P4, Rosebitch at P5, Cosmo and Daddy's Brits, both Alfa Romeos at P6 and 7, both Alpha Tauris at P8 and 9, and Jones is well at P10 as last driver. Matt Johnson, it's Luca, Eddie, Felix, Goo, Infamous and Trevor all spun out and DNF'd. And yeah, this was Monza at C6. I have nothing to add to that. So thank you all for tuning in tonight, and see you next week at Baku. See you guys.